My name is Mark Fugit, and I am the worship and young adult pastor here at Westside Baptist Church.
My name is Bhavik Taylor. I'm a hotelier.
For me, practicing that means that I regularly attend church, actively read my Bible, believe that prayer is an important part of my life.
I am a practicing Hindu. I'm not very orthodox. I may be confusing Hinduism with our culture, our tradition. It's just kind of tied in. Living in America, there's certain leeway, or we let go of certain things that we know is wrong, but in terms of our religion, not eating beef. In fact, we're not even supposed to be eating any form of meat, but I do. Most of my family does, except my mom. She's a vegetarian. Beliefs about Christianity? I know about their commandments. One of the big ones I like is love your neighbor as you love yourself. Thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not commit adultery, and all of these teachings that Christianity or the Christians follow, learn, are actually also in our scripture.
Christians would believe that creation is ex nihilo, out of nothing. God created, not out of himself, but out of nothing. Christianity as a whole, it should be centered around the gospel. That humanity has fallen short, and there's some problem with their communication between them and God because of that void created by sin or anything wrong. Relationship with God cannot be bridged without help. Jesus Christ comes in, so you got to believe that there is a need for salvation before you can believe in salvation. We believe that Jesus came, he lived a perfect life, and then died. Every part of the Bible, the practice of Christianity in a corporate way, point back to that central aspect of the gospel. Hinduism is an Eastern religion. They are accepting of different ideas, focuses a lot more on personal experience. They are very accepting of other faiths. A pantheistic view that all things are a part of God. If everything is God or everything has God in it, then God must therefore be good and evil. There is no absolutes. Eventual goal towards enlightenment, reincarnation. Now, there is no need then for a hell or eternal punishment just because you will be reincarnated here on earth. They believe largely different from Christians on a lot of things, namely God, his character, role in creation.
One of the biggest beliefs in Hinduism, I think, is reincarnation. We are a soul that comes back onto earth. Then only after so many births that you gain moksha. And then we believe that whatever deeds that we do as as a human being this time, the next form of life could be based on whatever my actions were in the previous life. Within the household, we're supposed to, at least once a day, we usually have a temple. Every Hindu has a temple in the home. In our household, we don't do it on a daily basis, but personally, like I do, I get up in the morning and, just in your bed, but kind of think about God or pray to God, or however you put it. See, one thing about Hinduism is it's not something that is preached to you. We do have a scripture, which is the Bhagavad Gita, which we are supposed to be reading, and the teachings come out of there. But we don't exactly sit down and read the scripture line by line. Bhagavad Gita is just it's a major scripture, I guess, in Hinduism, but there is also another scripture, they call it the Ramayana. The Ramayana, I guess, if you had to say it in English. But one of them is more about God being very quiet, very disciplined, and in the other form, where Krishna is more, not rebellious as such, but he's more joyous, and now there's certain events that take place, like at the temple. Then we read the scripture itself. Actually we kind of chant it. We it's real quick, and you don't even realize some of the verses. They have to finish that whole scripture, reading the scripture. in certain number of days, and it's continuous. So they do it like day and night. So people just come in, they carry on reading, others leave, and so you can't stop reading. The scripture is actually in Sanskrit, so that's again that's not a language that a lot of Hindus know.
As far as sincerity, I believe there's a big difference in Christianity here in America and what happens elsewhere. We've got a lot of people that practice Christianity because it's terribly convenient. We've Americanized Christianity and made it very simple, very easy. We've highlighted certain verses that we like to hit on, and that's where a lot of churches live their entire lives, and a lot of Christians will circle around those central ideas, completely miss the other aspects of really being a true follower of Christ, not just being a spectator of church. I definitely believe that God calls people to Him. I believe there was a definite instance there where I felt like God was saying this is something I needed to do. It wasn't necessarily a shopping through religions kind of experience. Like I went to a shelf and carefully selected Christianity. I grew up in a Christian home.
Give you an example. Water. Okay. Here we say water. In India we say pani. It's water, right? Same thing with God. God is just one God, but it depends how you look at it. And the reason I think religion was brought about is just so that we could have some kind of direction. If you just say God, then it's not a very clear picture. Every religion has the same concept, same teaching. No religion is going to say stealing is a good thing. No religion is going to say, oh, go and kill your neighbor. So it's the same teachings, but it's just put in different forms. It's just more like a fraternity group. It's something that you can relate to.
I don't believe that there is any instance where a religion should create personal animosity like what we see in the world. I believe at their heart, from a Christian perspective, they are definitely in conflict. I don't believe the individuals of Christianity and Hinduism should be at a conflict with one another. From a Christian perspective, you've either got to contradict aspects of the Bible and say these are no longer going to be the case. If Jesus says I'm the only way, well, we can't really do much with that then, as much as some people might want to. And I know that makes the Christians paints them into an intolerable corner. I think it's in how you present it. We are not intolerant of individuals. God is accepting of all people if they are willing to follow Him and seek the truth. I think that many Christians have given Christianity a bad name because of their approach. I don't think we need to all be right in order to coexist in a productive way. And I'm okay understanding if other people are wrong. I'm okay if they think I'm wrong, but I've got to stand where I stand.
Christianity, Hinduism, in my opinion, nothing's different. It's the same exact thing, but it's just that the way it was brought about is different. I'm a big fan of Murari Bapu, that's what he's called in India, and what he does is he actually teaches the Ramayana. He goes to places, and it's a 9-day event where he'll basically go through that whole scripture, and then he elaborates on certain points that relate to our everyday life. He is open about anybody coming to even when we're chanting, at the end of the whole ceremony is chanting, he'll name Jesus Christ, he'll name Allah, he'll name Buddha, and he'll say everybody's name, and he's one of those kind of religious figure that actually is open to he can relate with Christianity, he can relate with Islam, and even when he's there's like thousands of people that come to listen to him, and there's also a sector of Muslims that come, some Christians come and they listen to his teaching.